Hi, welcome to my new video. Today we are going to learn how to draw an electric train track running through a city. Well, let's get started without wasting any time. I start by drawing the horizon line. Then I divide the paper in half with a vertical line. We will use this vertical line to draw the railway track symmetrically. And the point where the two lines meet is the vanishing point. Okay, let's start drawing the rails. I will draw the rail on the left first, then the rail on the right. When drawing the rails, I draw a straight line starting from the vanishing point. Make sure the rails on both sides are equidistant from the vertical line in the middle. If you are struggling to draw straight lines, try using a ruler. And I suggest drawing all the lines of this sketch lightly. This is because if you make a mistake, it will be easier to correct. You can darken these lines at the end of the drawing. Okay, now let's draw the height of the rails. Good. Now it is time for the railway sleepers. First, I will draw a line starting from the vanishing point on the outer sides of both rails. The next step is to connect these two lines with horizontal lines. At this point, the most important rule of perspective comes into play. Objects get smaller as they move further away from us. So, when drawing railway sleepers, remember to gradually narrow them and reduce the distance between two sleepers. Okay, let's finish the drawing of the railway sleepers with a few small touches. That's it. Let me darken the lines a bit for you. Okay, now we need poles for this railway. I draw two lines starting from the vanishing point for the poles. The poles will be between these two lines. I will draw the first pole here. To do this, I am drawing a vertical line. Try to draw this vertical line parallel to the left and right edges of the paper. The next pole will be here. And the others will be here as well. I have applied the perspective rule I mentioned before here again. As things move away from us, they get smaller. As you can see here, the poles got smaller and narrower as they moved away from us. Also, the distance between the poles got smaller. As you know, this is an electric railway line. Therefore, these poles carry the electricity required by the train and then transfer the electricity to the train. To achieve this, they have some special equipment. This equipment has many parts, but I will try to draw it as simply as possible. If you want to draw it in more detail, you can find very detailed versions online. Right now, the most useful thing for us is the vertical line we drew at the beginning of the drawing. This line centers our railway and minimizes our margin of error when drawing these complex parts. Okay, now it is time for the other poles. But don't spend too much time on the details of these poles. There is no need. Just add a few lines to finish it off. Great. Now let's add a bit more detail to the first pole and draw the wires. This will make the poles look more realistic. Now let's draw the contact wire in the middle. The train receives electricity through this wire. The vertical line in the middle will make our work easier. Alright guys, we've got through the most tricky bits of our drawing. Now we're getting on with the background drawings. I am going to draw a wall on either side of the railway track. Then I will put wire mesh fencing on top of the wall. The railway track runs through the city. So the wall and fence are there to prevent anyone or anything from entering the railway track and causing an accident. Again, I am drawing straight lines starting from the vanishing point for the wall and fence. I'll be back with you shortly. Until then, enjoy the drawing. I'm back. This railway track is in the city, right? So we need to show that on the drawing. The best way to do that is to draw buildings behind the fences. So let's start drawing our first building on the left. I will draw all the buildings side by side on the right and left of the railway track. Just remember to use the vanishing point when you're doing this. The height of the buildings is up to you, but you should make them narrower the further away they are. First, draw the buildings like cardboard boxes. Do not go into details such as doors or windows. After drawing all the buildings, draw the windows and other details. As always, remember to make the windows smaller the further away they are. To save you time, I'm speeding up the video here. I will be back with you shortly. Okay, we have finished everything related to perspective. From now on, we need to add much more detail and shading to the drawing to make it more realistic. However, since this video is about perspective, I won't go into detail about lighting and shading. I will show you quickly so you can get an idea. Always start shading with light, gentle touches. Be gentle with both pencil and paper. As you continue, make the lines darker. In short, shade from light to dark and from soft to hard. Remember, it is easy to darken a light area, but it is a real challenge to lighten a dark one. Try not to add too many dark areas or lines to your drawing. But don't make the drawing too light either. It will take some time, but you will figure out how to find the right balance between the two. Okay, that's all. I hope you enjoyed it. It would be great if you subscribed to my channel and liked my video to show your support. Have a great day. Bye.